and welcome to episode 3 of the 5 minute speaking challenge, which should be more like the 6 or 7 minute speaking challenge because I go over every time. This is the challenge I'm doing with myself where I am speaking to the camera for 5 minutes just to improve my speaking ability, my articulation, and my comfortability in front of being recorded into a camera. Um, Today, I wanted to talk about a little bit about my music, and mainly, I thought I'd pick a song and explain the maybe theme or ideas that, because usually when I'm making a song, obviously I make the beats, and then um, when writing a song, there's usually some underlying thought or theme that's in the background of my mind when I start writing um, the lyrics. And I guess Real Me, when I started making it, I used a sample of like a handpan, which is like a very meditative, like um, simple instrument that, but it gives meditation vibes. Very, um, I don't know what you call it. Yeah, meditation vibes. And so straight away when I was writing the song, I started thinking about, I was in that kind of mood. And so for some reason I gravitated towards this topic that um, is a very interesting theory or kind of mind exercise that I heard from Alan Watts. And pretty much what it is um, he explains that, let's say you were a deity, a god, or whatever, um, you were God and you had the full power to do whatever you want all the time, all the time, every day, anything you want, all the desires you would like met. Um, First, you would probably start off being very hedonistic and you would eat all the best foods, have all the best experiences, buy boats, yachts, everything, probably just pleasure, pleasure. And then you would get bored of that and you would move on to the next thing, which would be you would go on adventures and fight dragons and save princesses and do hard, scary things. And then you would probably get bored of that. So you would move on to the next thing and it would just keep going and going. And the final stage, you just get so bored of this world because you've experienced everything, is then you would then erase yourself or your memory and throw yourself into a new world with no experience, no nothing. And that's pretty much the analogy of what has happened to us, where if you believe in that, it's kind of the Hindu philosophy, I think, the maybe just more Eastern, but it's that's the philosophy. So where did I get Real Me from that? Well, it's kind of a mixture of meditating and listening to these Eastern philosophers and Hindus, and it's very scary to start where they keep saying that, like, who you are is an illusion. You're an illusion. Nothing's real, and it starts to get kind of overwhelming, and it's definitely an interesting thought process to go down. But anyway, yeah. So, Real Me, the lyrics, so how it relates is this a sign or just a matter of time? The only way to see if I'm the real me? Was this your choice to fill my head with noise? The only way to see if I'm the real me. So it's kind of, um, it was, I was going down the thought of, um, was this actually my choice? If I am this being to throw myself into this completely different experience that I don't know if you would call it a struggle and suffering. I don't personally believe in that too much. It's very negative thinking, but Um, that's the 5 minutes, so I'll keep going. Um, but yeah, that's what I was thinking when I was writing it. Also, the chorus is, and I've built up this image. I call myself staring in the mirror. Now it's hard to tell if I'm the one that's staring back. Um, so it's just a lot of playing on that idea of. I was also talking about this before in the meditation, but yeah, the fact that who you think you are is just an illusion from, and it's just all the things that you keep, all the thoughts you have are just who you think you are, and who you actually are, the real me, is just an illusion, an image in your head, the ego. I can maybe talk about that a bit more. I tried talking about this in a previous take, but it didn't really work. But it was it's an Eastern idea that comes from Sri Ramana Maharishi, and it's been one of the best analogies I've ever heard of what the ego is. So I have to pretty much tell the story to explain it, but the idea is a man is walking down the street and he sees a snake and he jumps and it scares him. But it turns out that snake was just a stick. But the man experienced real fear and it had a real effect on him. But in the end, the snake was an illusion. It was a projection. He projected this image of the snake over the bear stick. And that's what the ego is. And that's what the real me is, just a projection I have of myself that I project over a stick. And I guess I haven't got far enough to realize what the stick is, if there's anything actually there, or if that's something I've been thinking about recently. And also I thought about last time I tried to explain it. I couldn't really come down to what the stick is. But yeah, that's the concept of the real me being an illusion. And